Hi my friends, how are you? If you remember, in the previous video I did the pre-treatment of the wood blank before doing the rough turning of the bowl, and then after I finished with the rough turning I place it back in the bath in here. This is basically a one-to-one dilution of liquid dish soap and water, and as you can see, the bowl is right there at the bottom of the bath, held by all these pieces of wood. So I'm going to remove it and see what happens now. Several friends of the channel in the comments of the first episode of this series have asked for what type of wood was used this process: green, semi-green or dry wood. The process is for wood from the moment that was cut green up to a few months of seasoning and still containing a high humidity level. It would make no sense to use it for dry wood, since for dry wood nature and time already did their work for us and the wood fibers are already stable. Okay, there it is. I place it on top of these three pieces of wood that I had inside the bath to hold it. I remove the excess of solution. It's quite syrupy. I'm going to leave it there for several hours, let it dry and see what happens. After it is a little bit drier, I'm going to place it back in the lathe and try to do the final turning. It has of course changed color. It is darker now, so I don't know if that is going to stay like that, but once it dries we will see. I forgot to mention that the bowl was immersed in the bath for around 40 hours. Okay my friends, I couldn't get back to this for the last 2 days since I removed it from the bath of dish soap and water, and I have noticed a few things. The first one is that besides the crack that we already marked, which was this one here, I apply some CA glue there, I haven't seen any other cracks developing. The other thing is that it darkened in color, although right now you can see the darker color here in the end grain and a little lighter on this part because the grain goes in this direction. The other thing I notice is that if we measure, this is the direction of the grain, we measure there, we have 8 inches and 5/8 in that direction. We rotate a quarter of turn and we measure there, and we have 8 inches and 5/8 in that direction. So basically during this period of time of 2 days there was no shrinkage or the deformity of the shape of the ball. So the next step is to place it in the cold jaws, and I am going to redo the mortise so that then I can check it and finish the exterior turning and the interior turning and give it the final shape and finish the ball. Always use adequate protection. The first step is to true up the base to make a new mortise. I make 3 grooves and then I use a wooden coffee stirrer to produce the burning by friction. With the base finished and a new mortise, now I can mount it in the chuck and proceed with the final turning. I begin by truing up the exterior of the bowl. I try to eliminate the crack, but it was too deep, so later I will fill it with CA glue and sawdust. I finish the exterior sanding through the grits up to 600, and then applying first the abrasive paste and then the friction polish. Now I can concentrate my attention in truing up the interior and obtaining an uniform wall thickness. The internal side finish follows the same steps than the external side. I realized that I needed to touch up a bit the base. Okay, my friends, I finished turning the ball. As you can see, the whole process took about a week since the moment I put it inside the initial block in the mixture of dish soap and water, the dilution 1:1, until now. So it is faster than the other method of roughing, waiting for several months and then doing the final turning. But I still need to wait some time to see what happens with this. One thing that I notice is, for example, that if we measure in the direction of the grain, which is this one here, we have 7.5 inches, and if we measure perpendicular to that, we have 7 inches and 5/16 or one quarter, so it's a little less. So I noticed that when I was sanding, it seems that the heat generated by the sandpaper with the wood was enough to probably evaporate more water from the inside and sort of change the shape. So I don't know what is going to happen. The only crack it has is the one that I repaired with CA glue, this one here, close to this point, this clear point and this dark point here, right between the two of those. We can use that as a reference. It doesn't have any other cracks on the outside, and also it doesn't have any in the inside. So that's another thing that we have to wait and see what happens. If the method is successful, then no more cracks should appear, and probably the shape shouldn't change too much. I noticed also something else, and it is that the finish, the friction polish, didn't actually penetrate very well on the wood, and it must be because the wood probably was still wet from the solution of dish soap and water. Maybe I had to wait a little longer to let it dry, or I don't know, maybe I had to use a different finish method. You can see here, for example, right there you can see the light, it is bright. When you go there, you see a more opaque area, then another bright area, and so on. In the whole ball happens the same. It's like the finish didn't penetrate the wood, and in some areas basically didn't form the film that characterize the bright finish of the friction polish. So what I'm going to do is let it wait there for a while. Probably in a few months I'm going to coat it with linseed oil, with boiled linseed oil, and then use a buffing system to polish it. So that's it, another method, different, faster than the other one. I am not sure if I am convinced with the results yet. I will have to wait and see what happens, but you have to keep trying. So I hope you enjoyed these couple of videos, this series. If that's the case, please mark the like button down below, make comments, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. That way, every time I upload a new video, you are going to receive a notification. And it will be until the next one. Cheers!